Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Angry and Ornery Show. Also, happy holidays. As you can tell by my choice of wardrobe tonight, this is our holiday show. Well, we promised you from last taping that we would talk about holiday movies, holiday TV shows, and other types of entertainment that you might be interested in this time of year. And it's getting pretty close to Christmas, actually. We're taping this on the 16th. We don't tape on the 23rd, but we will be back on the 30th. So between Christmas and New Year's. And I believe we have a nice entertainer for you on the 30th, a musician who can play some cool instruments. I don't think he sings, but we'll get to that. Anyways, this is the Angry and Ornery Show. You can join Second Life and come to our studio and watch us tape this live. Or you can see the live stream on Hitbox as well. We tape every other Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. When the show is all done, we edit it, make it look good, and put it up on YouTube. And you are welcome to go to YouTube to see all of our shows. There is the entire library there, 2 years worth of tapes. And join our channel, the Angry and Ornery channel. And please let us know what you think. Send us some comments, send us some email, communicate with us, and let us know how it's going. If nothing else, just click the like button, because believe it or not, that helps. And I'm going to click the like button on my good buddy Lionheart. Lionheart, come on out here. Every week I try for a segue. I don't know if that was a good one.
It never works.
Yeah, well, you never work because you walked through the bloody table again.
It's not bloody. It's all wood. Hello.
No, I'm using a little bit of British vernacular because we have a British guest in the audience.
Oh. Well,
but anyways, what?
I was going to say I don't say Happy Holidays. I say Merry Christmas. So.
Well, right. The next holiday that's coming is Christmas. So Merry Christmas, and also Happy Hanukkah, which is going on right now. And then when Christmas is over, we'll say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Maybe. I don't know. I have problems with New Year's.
Yeah, we're not very politically correct here, are we?
No.
That's because the nation is filled with wimps. The audience member says, "Happy Hollandaise." Ooh. Little Hollandaise on some asparagus. Anyways, we're gonna talk about some Christmas shows. Are you prepared?
I am always prepared.
No, that's not true at all. You just made this up in the last 10 minutes.
No, I haven't. I have a list. I've checked it twice.
All right, Smarty Pants, and you go first.
Very well. My first pick is the classic from 1994. Yes. Can you believe that was over 20 years ago now? God, I feel old. So my first pick is the movie The Ref. With Dennis Leary, Kevin Spacey, and Judy Davis. And it's about a cat burglar who's going around on Christmas Eve, robbing houses, of course. And he's forced to kind of take this dysfunctional family hostage in order to escape the police. And they are so flippin' messed up, it's not even remotely funny. So it's
funny.
It is. It's one of those real black comedies, and I just love it.
Was it not Dennis Leary's first major film?
No, he had done stuff before, prior.
Oh, okay.
But no, I mean, Spacey's real young in it at this point. He was just kind of getting started out, but I mean, it's real funny when he has to tie up the whole family, and they're parts of the family are psychiatrists, and they're all trying to overanalyze everything, and it's just the cops are bumbling idiots. There's a drunk Santa Claus that shows up. I mean, anything that could go wrong goes wrong, and it's just freaking hilarious. Granted, some people might not say it's a holiday movie, but it does partake on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and it does revolve around the spirit of family giving and everything else. And it's I guess it's a good fable is a good word for it, because
as a side note, I understood that there was a great deal of improv that was filmed and kept in the movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, Spacey's notorious for doing that anyways.
And so was Leary, who is, as you know, is a stand-up comic.
Right. But it's very good. It's very funny. I would strongly urge anybody who hasn't seen it, to watch it. If you haven't seen it in a while, watch it. If you've seen it 101 times, watch it again. It's funny. It's one of those. It makes you feel good. So that's
One to
my
five.
first.
1 to 5.
1 to 5. You know what? I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a
Okay.
good solid 4. So did that give you time to get your list prepared?
I did. No, actually, I've
Okay.
been thinking of. I just thought of something you brought up about it not necessarily being a Christmas film, but could be
Right.
something that's been weighing on me. And this is totally off the cuff, and this is unrehearsed, so you have to forgive me if I'm under researched here. But a lot of people think that there are certain movies that were made as Christmas movies, but indeed they were not. It was because they were released by chance at the holidays that some of them were recut with Christmas scenes or Christmas things added into it to make it a more seasonal movie. Now, not all of these were this way, but there's a couple that come into my mind, like Die Hard. You know,
Die
I've
Hard
seen a
1 and
lot of
2.
memes. Yeah, a lot of memes saying that it doesn't feel like Christmas until I hear "Yippee Yay, Mother," you know what. Um, but the point is, it's just, that could have been released in July. It didn't
The
really
funny part
matter.
is, no, 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 no. What's funny is that you say that is because I looked up Die Hard. I was thinking about doing it as one of my Christmas films. It
Mhm.
did get released in theaters in July.
Oh, it
It was a
did.
4th of July. Yes, it was. It was a summer release. It was a 4th of July release, and it's set at quote Christmas, but it was a July release.
Right.
Yes.
There was one or two others, and I can't bring them to mind right now, but movies that have moments of Christmas in it that are now
Um,
played at the holidays, and they're not
Iron
necessarily
Man.
Christmas movies.
Iron
Iron
Man
Man,
3 is
yeah,
considered a Christmas film because it revolves around the holiday a little bit. So,
yeah.
yeah.
There was another one like that too. Well, anyways, if it comes to me, I'll talk about it. All right, back to the script. My first review is actually a review of a series of TV shows that are now in their fourth, I think, or maybe just did his fifth, and that's the Michael Buble Christmas specials. And now, granted, I'm a big fan of jazz standards, and Michael Bublé obviously is a very good singer who has become very popular singing those kind of songs. But that's not necessarily why I like these specials. When I grew up, and I think most of this audience is old enough to know this, there were lots of Christmas specials. Stars and uh, famous movie people and TV people would have Christmas specials, and almost every weekend, like Saturday or Sunday nights, there would be the Bing Crosby, the Bob Hope, the Jackie Gleason, the Andy Williams, whatever specials, and they were variety specials that they had singers and dancers and sketches and whatever. And as a little kid, I loved those, and I think I got a lot of Christmas spirit from those. And there was a they just there's this big gap from what about the late or middle 80s and early 80s till now. They just stopped making those. Perhaps they're too expensive, perhaps nobody wanted to take the risk, or perhaps it was just antiquated, I don't know, but they just stopped making it. Well, then along comes Michael Bublé. And by the way, there has been a few that tried and they were atrocious. But Michael Bublé came along, like I said, 4 or 5 years ago, and now he has a Christmas special, an annual Christmas special, and it's super good because it's him singing Christmas new songs and old songs. He has some top-notch performers and singers with him, singing songs too, singing solo and with him. He'll do funny sketches. He's really he's got an odd sense of humor, but he does it on a stage. It's a live audience, and the set is decorated beyond beautiful. I mean, it's just really unbelievably good decoration. So the whole thing has a nice feel to it, a nice, honest holiday feel to it, and I applaud him on those, and I look forward to him. Now, last year, I don't know if he filmed one or not. I can't remember exactly if there was a rerun or if it was a new one or what. So I'm hoping the ratings are there, and I'm hoping, he keeps dropping down from Canada and making these for us because they're really good. And if you've never seen any Lionheart, it's not what you think it is. It's not just schmaltzy Buble singing Christmas songs. There's actually some really funny stuff and a lot of surprise cameos of famous people. Like, for example, the country singer on The Voice. What's his name? I don't follow country. Geez, somebody in the audience help me out here. He's one of the judges on The Voice, and his currently girlfriend is Gwen Stefani, if that helps. um, anyways, no one's helping me, but thank you, Olivia. Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton, Michael Buble drove by his house and was yelling from a tour bus to come out. And Blake Shelton came out. And it's like, dude, I really wish you'd leave me alone. And he flipped them off and he goes back into his house. So, I mean, some of the humor's a little dark and out there, but overall, they're just really fun specials. And regardless of that little bit, I think all ages can watch it. They did blur it, so you didn't see it. But anyways, it's good stuff. I give them a 5. And I don't give too many TV shows a 5, but around this time of year, I'm feeling generous. I give those specials a 5.
Wow. A 5.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
it's really points because you should deduct points because he had Celine Dion on.
You're right. This last special he did, and I'm not a fan of hers. And I honestly, I hated her singing the song that she sang. I thought she was even out of tune. She looks old and haggard, and the whole thing was quite miserable. But the rest of the show is perfect.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So, as Zoltan always yells and screams at me, I stay out
horror movie alert! Horror movie alert!
No, it's not. No horror film. Ha!
Oh.
My next title is one of those. It falls in the range of what Zoltan was just talking about. Could be a Christmas movie. Couldn't be a Christmas movie. Takes place during Christmas time, and that's the big holiday revolving in the film. But I'm talking about, and I know a couple of my old friends from back in the day are going to go nuts over that I'm mentioning this one, is the 1985 classic Better Off Dead with John Cusack. Do you remember this film?
I do, and I'm trying to think of what the Christmas connection is.
No, it's during Christmas time because then they do the whole, it's one of those, his girlfriend breaks up with him right before Christmas. And he decides, and this is going to sound horrible, he decides he's going to end his life, hence why he said the title's Better Off Dead. And of course, things go hilariously wrong as he's trying to commit suicide, this young high school kid. And she's with a new hot guy who's into skiing and everything, so hence wintertime, there's snow. Christmas also comes and goes in the movie, which is hilarious because David Ogden Stiers from MASH is in it as his father, playing this straight-laced character, and his wife buys him this bathrobe. It's supposed to be a comfy bathrobe with a hood, and when he puts it on, he looks like a giant armadillo, including the fact that the hood is an armadillo head.
Oh, that was a Christmas trivia question I just recently took, like the other day, and I couldn't figure out what movie that was from.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what that was.
Yeah, it's also the film where the paper boy comes knocking on his door and wants his $2. And John Cusack says he can't right now because his grandmother tripped acid and hijacked a busload of nuns and is driving them to the North Pole. And that's when the paper boy keeps chasing him throughout the film, wanting his $2.
What year was this?
Cute. I already said that it was 1985.
85, okay.
85, yeah, I'm dating myself.
So Cusack
here.
was young then. He was pretty young.
Yeah, this is a young high school, he's probably in his early 20s playing a high school kid. But it's a really cute film. David Ogden Stiers is cute in it. There's a couple other notable people from the 80s, like Amanda Weiss and stuff like that. No other real big name stars. But it's really, really cute. It's really funny. It's one of those, look at this. I'm doing feel-good movies. I must be in a good mood.
You must be. Or you're tripping on acid yourself.
Oh, God. I work for the government. I can't afford acid. Can't afford any drugs. But no, I give it a 5. I give it a 5. It's one of those funny films. It does one of those cliched...
I vaguely remember it, and I will look for it now.
It's one of those, they do the cliched ending where, he has to ski the bad guy, down a mountain. Whoever wins gets the girl type thing. And of course he realizes he's met somebody better and blah, blah, blah. But it's a cute film. I definitely recommend it. So back over to you. So look at that.
You know what? kind of again off the script, but you're inspiring me for a couple of comments that I've been thinking about this holiday season, and that is, have you noticed lately there are two types of Christmas commercials on television right now? They're the
Sad and
kind.
happy.
Well, no, well, yeah, but I mean, they fall into two other categories, and that is either the ones that are hard hitting, buy this crap for Christmas because that's what Christmas is about. If you don't buy
Right.
your wife a diamond ring, then you don't love her, you bastard.
Right.
And then there's these other ones that I find that they're beautiful little treasures that if I do see them, and most of the time I don't watch commercials because I fast forward through them because I'm DVRing, but it's the ones that they show a little Christmas vignette, a little Christmas story, and the product isn't in there. There's no product placement at all, except maybe the very end they'll say something little about it. This holiday
Right.
we wish you. Those are what all these Christmas commercials should be like. There's one in particular of all products. It's for Glade. Have you seen this one? Glade candles. At the very beginning, she lights up the candle, but then she looks out, the woman living in an apartment, and she sees an old elderly gentleman going out and going to work or doing whatever he's doing. So she takes her decorations down and goes over and decorates his house, and then runs back upstairs and watches when he comes home. And the guy comes home and he sees his decorations and he cries. And never in there do they even mention or say anything about Glade, except that she lights a Glade candle at one point.
Well,
So,
you know where my mind goes with this. The only reason why she's lighting the Glade candle is she just took a tremendous poo and it stinks terribly, so she has to light one of their inferior products to cover it up.
There's that, or maybe as some of our audience members will tell you, she maybe just lit up some reefer and she's trying to kill the smell and then she gets high and goes out and tries to help the old man because she's high.
Or she killed her husband and the corpse is starting to rot. I mean, there's a
Right.
lot of things. See, you're making me go dark. Don't
You're
make
really
me go
sick, yeah.
dark. All right.
All right, so my turn.
What
Right?
your turn.
What are we doing here? Oh yeah, a Christmas show.
God, who's drunk? You or me?
Oh well, it is that time of year. Excuse me. All right. So every year that we've been doing a Christmas special, which is twice here virtually and twice in the real world, we talked about old Christmas movies, and inevitably, what does Zoltan always recommend? What movie does he always recommend? Christmas movie. This is one of his favorite movies of all time. Don't say something stupid. Say what it is.
It's. I'm coughing. It's a Wonderful Life.
No. A Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol.
Oh,
And there's actually like 48 versions of A Christmas Carol. There's
I like the
play
Muppet
versions,
one.
there's teleplay versions, there's musicals, there's animated movies, there's animated TV shows, there's Muppet versions and other puppet versions and all. So there's a lot to dig through. I kind of am proud of my little collection. I think I have maybe 18 versions of A Christmas Carol in my personal library. But one of them that I don't have is one of them that I think is the best, and it's kind of hard to find. And that is it's an animated movie from 1971 called A Christmas Carol. And I believe it was animated for TV, and it had a little bit of a play for like maybe 1 or 2 years, and then it was never shown again. And I haven't seen it since. I think it's kind of fallen into that like bargain bin thing, and maybe it stopped being made. I don't know what it is. But anyways, interestingly enough about this, Alistair Sim, who is my favorite Scrooge from the movie A Christmas Carol, he is the voice of Scrooge in this animated movie. And he is by far the best Scrooge of all times, and you can feel his Scroogeness, if you will, through this character. Now, it's not necessarily drawn really well, except, and this is what brings this up to being one of my favorite versions of A Christmas Carol. There's a montage halfway through the animation where I think it's the Ghost of Christmas Present is flying Scrooge around, and they're going to all these little nooks and crannies all over the world, including like a alleyway where there's like bums singing "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen," and then they go way out onto the ocean where there's a cutter ship that's rocking back and forth on some stormy ocean water, and the captain is trying to keep the ship in tow, and he's at the wheel and he's singing God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. And then it flashes over to other people doing other things. And I never forgot the effect that left on me, that Christmas, or the holidays for that matter, happens everywhere. Not just in your comfy little home, but everywhere in the world, all the nooks and crannies, even places you don't think about or ever see. It's still happening there. So that just that level alone of came out of that 45-minute cartoon for me, and I've loved it ever since. Now, I don't own it, I don't have it, I don't think I can't find it anywhere. But if anybody out there knows where I can get a copy, then certainly let me know. It's hard to even find it online because you type in Christmas Carol, and of course they all come up, but you can't really, it's like trying to find Doctor Who episodes, right? It's not real easy. But anyways, I give it a 5 out of 1 to 5. It's definitely one of the best animated versions. A lot of people like the Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
and
I like that one.
It's okay. It's good. It's high up on the list, but I think this is 10 times better. So that's my review. Go see if you can find it. It's got to be out on DVD there somewhere. Christmas Carol from 1971 with Alistair Sim playing Scrooge. Your turn.
Y'all done?
And no, it's not Rankin and Bassin. I'm reading locals. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So, my last film of the night is a new film. Just came out this year. As a matter of fact, it just came out in October. And it's called A Christmas Story. Oh, wait, that's wrong. It's called A Christmas Horror Story.
I knew you couldn't get away with it.
I mean, I had to do it. This is a new flick that just came out. Of course, we had Krampus come out this year, and Krampus has rejuvenated the horror Christmas genre. And A Christmas Horror Story is one of those films that falls into this category now. I must warn you, if you go out looking for this film, some stores that will remain nameless have changed the slipcover on it, and they are calling it a holiday horror movie instead of a Christmas thing, instead of
PC.
a Christmas horror movie, because they're trying to be PC. But of course, once you take off the slip sleeve and everything, it's all normal. But anyways, this is a cute, considered horror film. And there's a lot of actors in it. I'm going to name the potential big one that the entire movie centers around, and that's a character of a DJ named Dangerous Dan, played by, and this is where I get the guff from Zoltan, William Shatner. Yeah. And so he's kind of this DJ, and all of these things are going on in this small town. And one of the stories is this cop who just had a traumatic experience goes out with his family to cut down a Christmas tree, and his son gets lost for a second. Well, they find him and they take him home, and after a while they realize it's not their son that they brought back. It's a woodling, a wood person in the guise of their son. And so that's very interesting. There's one story that's not so great about some kids who break into a school to do some investigative reporting on Christmas Eve about some murders that happened a year prior that are the murders that caused the cop to kind of need to take leave. So all these, like I said, all these stories are all interwoven, and it's not like a normal anthology of tales where they do one story and then the second story. They're all going on at the same time. So you get like a few minutes of this one, a few minutes of this one. The next story, which is one of the best out of them, is Santa. Yes, we have Santa at the North Pole. His elves become infected and sick, and they all start turning into zombies and attacking him. And we kind of get the cool German-esque Santa with the, giant staff, and he's beating the crap out of zombie elves as they run around. It's hilarious. And the last story involves a
This sounds like Tales from the Crypt.
It kind of almost is set up that way. And then the last story is about a dysfunctional family that are trying to rook a rich aunt out of money. And on their way home, Krampus comes and gives them a visit. And I just must say the way Krampus looks is just, it's phenomenal. The effects on him are great. And it's real. It's practical effects. It's somebody in a suit. It's not CGI, and that's one of the things with this film that's kind of cool. It's funny as heck. We laughed our butts off. Now, granted, it's serious. People are, getting maimed and dying and stuff. But hey, who cares? It's, it's all in good fun. I mean, zombie elves running around. But I'm going to give it a 4. It was a good, solid flick. If rent it at least. If you're in the mood for something different, rent it. It's a good film, and it's also Zoltan might watch it because he's currently really watching a show that he's tweaking out on called Orphan Black, and the guy who did this film is the creator of Orphan Black, and this is like his pet project that he worked on for a long time and really tried to get off the ground. So director John
Audience
Fawcett,
asking the name of the movie again.
A Christmas Horror Story. So yeah, definitely.
Not
and
to be confused with A Christmas Story, which,
right,
as you know, was filmed very near where I live in real life.
Right, and it takes place in Bailey Downs, which apparently has something to do with Orphan Black. Apparently,
yeah. Again, Orphan Black it's made and filmed in. It's filmed and takes place in Canada somewhere, but I don't know. The various clones live in various places, so that might be one of the towns that one of them is from. You said Annabelle.
Yeah, that's what it says in the notes. No, Allison.
Chris might.
The Allison.
Oh, Allison. Chris, do you know what the character Allison in Orphan Black? Does that sound like a town she's from? She might not know.
It's called Bailey Downs.
Okay.
So
she doesn't know.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Over to you for last but not least.
Oh, did you do 3?
I did 3, sir.
Oh,
do you
wow.
need me to do more, sir?
Time? No, I look at the time. 10:29.
Yes.
All right. Well, I've got one more, and let's leave it on a classic, a holiday classic, and an upbeat tone. And as schmaltzy as you might think this is, you might think differently after you hear a couple of the tidbits I know about this movie, and that is "It's a Wonderful Life," which was brought up by you, Lionheart, because you thought I was going to review it the last movie, but I'm going to do it here. Yeah, of course you hate the film because you have a black heart and you drink the blood of children.
Oh, so true.
Exactly. But I don't hate it. In fact, I find it exceptionally motivating and inspirational every time. And I've seen it probably 30, 40 times. I don't know. Seems like every Christmas it's on at some point or not. And it's too warm and fuzzy for a lion heart. But what makes this movie a favorite? Why do people flock to it? Now, there for a while, it became a cliche to watch it, and that was mostly the fault of TBS, the cable station TBS, because if you remember, they got the rights to it, and they began playing it every night, like 3 or 4 times, and then all day long, and then marathons of it 24/7. It was just constantly kind of like what A Christmas Story is going through right now. I think TBS is doing the same thing with A Christmas Story. So they're just mega dosing it, and people are just getting tired and sick of it. But if you only watch it once a year or once every couple of years, it's actually been a couple of years for me. Watch it again, and as you grow older, you start finding new things to like about it. And remember, this movie was a giant flop when it came out. I mean, it was a pretty big budget film, and not too many people went out and saw it because it was a little too sad for them during, right around the war and all that. So it didn't make much money, and it kind of went into a moratorium for a while until DVDs came out. Yes, Queen, that's correct. But anyways, the fact is, this movie, at the core, has some really, really good meaning that I think today's society probably should look at. Let's face it, kids, we're in a whole big ugly ball of crap right now with the way the violence is rampant in our country. I'm not trying to get political here or anything, but maybe a little dose of "It's a Wonderful Life" can turn somebody around. I mean, just the fact that everybody's got a purpose here, and what that purpose is, you might not even know yourself. But imagine what you would be like, what your friends and family would be like if you weren't here. So again, I don't want to get preachy, but interesting. A couple of little tidbits. Did you know that in some points that Jimmy Stewart wore a toupee filming that?
No.
Yes, he did. And when he's dancing at the gym, when they open up the gym and they all fall in the water and whatever, apparently when he fell in the water, it came off. And you can actually see it if you look really super close, according to this trivia that I'm looking at right now. There was also a question about when the movie first came out, a lot of people were confused on exactly how many children that George and his wife had in the movie. Because well, I guess Olivia's asking why. I don't know why he needed one. I think he had a head of hair there, but maybe he was balding in the back or something. I guess it was not a very big one, but we're talking about the toupee, that is. But anyways, it was hard for the early audiences to figure out how many kids there were until the very end, the very last scenes. They just kept popping one up. There's another kid. Oh, there's another one. There's one playing the piano. There's one sick up in bed. Nope, there's another one doing his homework. So that was a big controversy back in the early days when this first came out. There was some complaints that it might be racist because they had a black maid. And but if you watch the movie, you can see how they treated her like she was part of the family. I mean, they loved her. They hugged her and kissed her, and and I don't see how that was even remotely racist. But what else was there? It's been colorized, and that failed miserably. What else? The song that the angel, when the angel appears or does something magical, is "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star." A lot of people don't catch that. It's played like on little tiny bells or something, but it's played 12 times during the movie, and hardly anybody knows that it's "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star," which, as you know, the movie starts with him being a star and then sent to Earth as an angel. So there's a lot of stuff that went on with that. And now it's considered, of course, one of the best Christmas movies or holiday movies, for that matter, that you can watch. Right across the board, there's, IMDb has it as almost 8.6, 8.7. Even Rotten Tomatoes love it. I mean, all the big reviews, Entertainment Weekly and all, they put it in their top 3 movies of all time. So whether you like it or not, sir, it is here to stay, and it is a classic. And you know what? That might melt that black heart of yours if you just watch it. Have a beer or two and watch it, and by the end of it, you'll be bawling like a baby.
There's one big piece of trivia you forgot.
Well, there's so much trivia in this movie. Go ahead.
There was a very failed sequel to It's a Wonderful Life.
I was aware of that. Speak of it.
It is called It Happened One Christmas, and it's most of the characters played by different actors, and it failed miserably. Like Orson Welles is in it playing the Potter role that was done originally by Barrymore. There's a lot of changes, but it's the same characters. But it's basically about a young girl who's contemplating suicide, and Clarence comes down. So
is it the same actor that played Clarence?
Nope.
Oh,
because
okay. He did a lot of movies.
Right, because the original Wonderful Life is 46. The sequel is from 77.
Oh, so it's way beyond that.
It's way past. Yeah, they decided
okay.
to try to catch lightning in a bottle a second time.
Right. Yeah, one of our audience members says they vote for Pottersville over Bedford Falls. I don't know if you ever saw the Saturday Night Live sketch where it showed the scenes right after the movie.
The alternative ending.
Where the whole town goes down to Potter's office and beats the crap
out of him. I remember that. I don't watch Saturday Night Live a lot, but I remember that because they pull him out of the chair. It was played by John Lovitz. That's how long ago it was. John Lovitz was Potter, and they pulled him out of the chair. And
Dana Carvey, I think, was Jimmy Stewart's character, and George.
Yeah.
And then it was hitting him with a club.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyways, so I give that. How can you not give it a 5? I mean, it's way more skilled than me as a reviewer have given it 5. So I will join that merry group and say it is worth a look at if you haven't seen it in a while. Pop up some popcorn, maybe have some wine, whatever. Just watch it, and you feel slightly better about life after you watch it, and that's what makes
No,
it
you
a
don't.
treasure. Yeah, you do.
No,
This is a guy who watched blood fests 24/7.
I don't watch Bloodfest 24/7.
All right, at least 5 hours out of the day you do.
Yes. and then I put babies on spikes in my spare time.
There you go. Yep. There's a
Like
special
the fat
place for
ones.
you.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do with all that coal in your stockings?
Light a big ass fire and burn down an orphanage.
There you go. There you go. And by the way, the FBI is listening to this. So I hope I get a Christmas card from Sing Sing or something from you this year.
Well, you never know.
All right, folks. I think that will do it. Are you done?
I'm done. Are you done?
I think I am, yes. I hope everybody will have a wonderful holiday season and maybe watch a couple of these things. And don't forget, if you want to get in on the taping of this, come down to.
Whoa, where'd you go? Why are you tying your shoes?
I'm tying my shoe. I got different. I'm not wearing a suit tonight, so I had
your shoes are Velcro.
Oh well, I had to fix the Velcro. I was gonna packet punch you while I was down there, but I decided not to. But anyways, come into Second Life and instant message me, Zoltan Mint, and we'll get you to the studio. Look for us on Hitbox as well every other Wednesday, and YouTube. When this is all cut and done, we'll have it up there by Friday or Saturday. So enjoy it, leave some feedback, and everybody have a great holiday. Good night.